There's a new generation of top people in the City of London. The crane drivers who are rebuilding it, and the top flat dwellers who overlook it. The city, where 500,000 work, but only 5,000 live. The rest flood in from the suburbs at 9 every morning and ebb out again at 5:30 every evening, to leave a ghost city by night, and one that has become so small that it's in danger of losing its electoral rights and status. The city, which has known plague and fire, is now getting a new look and perhaps a new way of life. Miss Haley sees eye to eye with the crane driver because she lives on the 9th floor of Great Arthur House, one of the new blocks of flats within sight of St. Paul's. But from the water tower on the top of Great Arthur House, the flat superintendent, Mr. Pierce, looks down on a scene of activity. A quarter of a mile away, its 20 floors rising half as high again as Great Arthur, stands Moore House. And there's a story behind Moore House. But first, let's go up to the very top and the very top people, high above the city, which was once called the Smoke. But there's no smoke now. It's illegal to send up smoke in the city, a city which today has air as clean as many a health resort. A new London skyline is emerging. And here's Great Arthur House again, probably destined to make its mark on the new skyline as the house with the hat on. Here, beneath the dome of St. Paul's, the story of Moore House begins. When the rubble of war had been cleared away, vast empty spaces waited to be filled. Then the corporation called in their planner, Anthony Meland. Plan us a new city, they said. A city to live as well as to work in, and make it the most beautiful city in the world. So that's just what he's doing, with the help of architects, planners, draftsmen and builders, and in cooperation with the London County Council. Moore House is the first of the tall buildings to be finished in the Barbican area scheme. As the building work progresses, workmen bring everything they need up with them floor by floor, helped by some 6 horsepower of mechanical aid per worker. At any height, the old shout, "Tee up," is always welcome. It's just the job, too, after a spell of this kind of work. The city, which since Roman times has consisted of this one fabulous square mile, where the value of the ground is about £5 for an area which a £5 note would cover. The new city and skyline will harmonize with and incorporate the best of the old, especially the Wren churches, some of the finest of which are being restored. These stones belong to St. Mary le Bow, London's oldest church building and probably its most famous. Some of these stones are millions of years old and bear the fossils and marks of the seabed. The stonemason, George Hannigan, follows the tradition of Wren's craftsmen who restored this church once before. Scaffolder Henry Purkis, though, will have another 80 feet to climb to the top of the new steeple before bow bells ring out again, and they will. You need the steel nerves of a mountaineer for this job. there won't be any traffic jams in tomorrow's city. London Wall, built by the Romans, gives its name to a modern double carriageway. It'll have pedestrian walkways 18 feet above the road, pavements and shops on the second floor. This road is the first in the city for traffic only and moving traffic only. Anyone wanting to park will go down this hole. This underground car park stretches the entire length of the road above and has room for hundreds of cars. Every new building must include car parking space, like this one under Moore House. There's the model showing the pedestrian walkways. But the growing number of top people brings its own problems, as the window cleaners know. This man has to shin down that rope to adjust it before he and his mate below can climb into their cradle. That's yet another top job requiring strong nerves. The hand that rocks the cradle cleans the windows, all 20,000 square feet of them. What a job they'll have when these 3 tower blocks are finished, each 2.5 times taller than Great Arthur House. They'll overlook a 1/4 mile long lake, a blue lagoon in the heart of this square mile. When finished, these flats will almost double the present population of the city, a city that needs residents to really live. And that's only the beginning. The new life will be a good, neighborly life, and the folk in Great Arthur House have already found that. Back on the top floor, Mrs. Neville has made the tea, or in this case, high tea. A cuppa is always welcome on this job too. From 100 cranes and scaffoldings, from rooftop flats and flat rooftops, you can see the new city coming to life. Today's planners are out to do what Wren could never complete, to make the City of London the most beautiful city in the world.